So I join Parvati in her excitement. So also for me, you know, it's really, I'm very excited to see all of your faces and to start this fellowship. It's really exciting. So what I would like to do is, to describe some project that I did that's in the spirit of analytics for the better world. So analytics is about using data and algorithms to get better insights and to make better decisions. So data and algorithms are the keywords in analytics. And in fact, this is a very famous picture. It's from Gartner. Analytics can be divided into 4 categories. It's about descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics. So on the horizontal axis is the difficulty, and on the vertical axis, the value. So descriptive analytics is more about using data to describe or to know what happened or what's happening. Diagnostic is more about using data to see why it happened. Predictive is more about using data to get predictions, what will happen in the future. And prescriptive analytics is more about using data to optimize. So what is the best action to do then? So optimization is a keyword in prescriptive analytics. So later, Professor Betsimas will talk about an example of predictive analytics, and I will give some examples of prescriptive analytics. So there it's not only about data, but often it's also about getting the best solution from a huge set of possibilities. And the set is then such huge that, you know, if you just take the computer, enumerate all possibilities and take the best one, that will take sometimes billions of years. And so you also need algorithms to search to get the best solution in a reasonable amount of time. I will give many examples. So I will give examples about prescriptive analytics, which is about optimization. So the first example that I would like to give is about optimizing hospital location that we did together with a big team, in fact chaired by Parvati. And that's the first application that we did is for Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste is a small country. Let me see if I can get my pointer. Yes, it's a small country. Close to Indonesia, and the project was together with the World Bank. So in fact, the idea there was the following. So there are some hospital centers, so centers for primary care, and the first question was: so suppose that we would like to know which percentage of the population has access to such a hospital center, such a medical center, within, let's say, 5-kilometer distance. Because accessibility to healthcare is really very important, and research has shown that that it's also very important for a good health. So the first question is, what is the current percentage of the population that has access to such a primary healthcare center? And the next question is, okay, suppose that we would like to increase that percentage to 95% of the population, or another percentage. Where and how many of those centers should we place, should we locate in the country in such a way that with the minimal number of additional centers, we can reach that 95% of the population is within, let us say, 5 kilometers distance of travel distance of the healthcare centers. Okay, so what we did is we used analytics, more specifically prescriptive analytics, and you will certainly also in one of the modules this is included, because if you look at the problem, so suppose that you have to add, let's say, 100 centers, and there are, let's say, thousands possible locations for the centers in the country, then to really enumerate all the possibilities and to pick the best one, then the computer takes millions of years to do that. So therefore, you really need smart algorithms, and that is analytics, prescriptive analytics, optimization to do that. And that's what we did. And here you see one of the results. So it's one of the provinces in Timor-Leste, where we also applied it. So in this province, 63% of the households has a health facility within 5 kilometer distance. So if you place 10 extra facilities in an optimal way, then that rises from 63 to 81%. And so that is what we did, not only for this district, but for the whole country in Timor-Leste. And finally, also one of important graphs that we came up with is the following. So on the horizontal axis, you have the total number of hospitals, the total number of centers, medical centers. And on the vertical axis, we have the coverage. So typically what you'll see is currently there were in total 139 healthcare facilities there, and the coverage was about 61%. And here you see what happens if you add, let's say, 21 more facilities in an optimal way. So we used optimization for that. Then you can rise from that percentage from 61 to, almost 90%. And so on. And you can also look, that's also what we did in the greenfield situation. Suppose that there are no existing facilities. And if we are able to place optimally healthcare facilities, what happens then? And then, for example, we already saw that the 61%, that is the current performance of the 139 facilities, can already be reached by 16 facilities placing optimally. So you can imagine that this type of graphs are very valuable for the World Bank and for the government of Timor-Leste to know this and to make their decisions. Okay, so this is the first project that he did for the Timor-Leste, but we also did it for Vietnam, the stroke centers. Basically the same. So what we did is we built a toolbox for that. And the methods that we developed are generic. So not only for Timor-Leste, not only for primary healthcare centers, but also, for example, for stroke centers in Vietnam that we did. Parvati and Professor Joachim also applied it to Nepal for COVID test centers. So it's also, mathematically speaking, from an analytics point of view, the same type of methods, that can be used for that. The same for Armenia, where Parvati is also active by using that. Okay, so that is one branch of applications that we did. Another application was for with a small social enterprise in the Netherlands, where we built an app for small farmers in Africa and Asia to optimize the feed for their cattle. And suppose that they have a number of chicken, and then the question is, what should be the ingredients for the feed for the cattle, such that all kinds of nutritional requirements are satisfied, but also such that the total cost is minimized, because 1 kilogram cassava costs a certain amount of money, but also 1 kilogram maize and so on. So you have the possibility of different ingredients with different cost. And then the question is, what should be the mix of ingredients for the feed for the cattle? So that's also an optimization problem. And there are algorithms for that to do that, and that's built in the app. And now the farmers can use the app to optimize their the feed for the cattle. And this is now used by even more than thousands of farmers to optimize their the feed for the cattle. And so it's very nice to see all kinds of testimonials now. I read a testimonial, somebody who said, well, now by using this app, my profit is much higher, and now my daughters can also go to school because of that. So the impact is really very big there. I think I skipped something because I think I have to conclude now, Parvati, or not?
Yeah, you can take a few more minutes. It's okay. You have.
Okay. Now then I think I stop with this one. So this is a recent one that we are still doing for the ocean cleanup. That's a company that tries to remove the plastic from the oceans. So they have systems like this where they sail in that direction, and then slowly, and then they collect all the plastic, and that finally goes into this part here, and then every 5-6 days this is emptied. So here the question was, given that we have some predictions of the plastic density at different locations of the ocean, how should the system sail in such a way that we maximize the amount of plastic that we collect? So I don't know if you know the game Pac-Man in the past, but it's like the game Pac-Man to collect the maximum amount of plastic in the oceans, given that we have some predictions of the plastic at several locations of the ocean. So also that is an optimization problem, huge amount of data, the predictions, but also weather predictions, because we would like to avoid the situation that the system is in a high wave situation, where the waves are higher than 5 meters. That's very dangerous. We should avoid that. So there are all kinds of weather restrictions. So we need weather predictions and a lot of other data. And optimization then is used to find the optimal steering strategy. And so we're still busy with that, but I'm so enthusiastic, I can't resist the temptation to show you already the solution, or one of the solutions. So here's an optimal solution. So on the horizontal and the vertical axis is, let us say, the kilometers of a certain location at the ocean. So this is the starting position of the system, and here you see the travel journey, the optimal journey, where the amount of plastic that is collected is optimal. So the color of the pixels are the plastic density. So the red one are really high density. So here you see the optimal strategy to collect plastic as much as possible, and you see that is following the I would say the waves of plastic very closely to collect the maximum amount of plastic. So I was very excited about this. I showed it to my wife, but she was saying, well, so what? But I think I was very excited, and the preliminary test showed that we can collect it 2.5 more than they used to collect. So I think that is really fantastic. Okay, so I think this is my presentation. It was about prescriptive analytics. It was about using data, but also algorithms, mathematics, to optimize actions by using data. So there are many more examples. I'm sure that during the program, more examples will be shown to you. And also, of course, the methods. So I hope that this is inspiring for you. Thank you very much.